What's going on, family? I'm Scrapbook Boxing Museum of the Forgotten Fisticuffs Series. Happy New Year's and salute to all my subscribers. But I want to continue to examine 100 years of World Championship fights. Now, during these years, fighters would be spotting arenas and clubs, fighting Monday through Friday, every day of the week, every state. And on this particular night, Thursday, January 7th, 1943, would be no different. 10,355 screaming spectators would watch two Ohio residents get it on because they wanted to face Gus Lesnievich when the war would end. Gus Lesnievich was the light heavyweight champion of the world. The 23-year-old Jimmy Bivins, who stood 5'9", weighed 175 pounds, and he had a 76-inch reach. He walked into the ring with a career record of 31 wins, 5 losses, and 11 knockouts. 21-year-old Cincinnati Cobra Ezzard Charles stood 6 feet. He weighed 165 pounds, and he had a 73-inch reach. The fight took place at the Cleveland, Ohio arena. And Charles walked into the ring with a record of 30 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw, and 15 knockouts. Now, Charles was dropped by Jimmy Bivins 3 times for a 9 count. Charles went down in the 8th round for a 2 count. But he managed to drop Bivins on 1 knee in the 2nd round. No count was called because Bivins would quickly arise. And he would look at Charles as though he was asking him, "Are you kidding me?" Because in the following round, he would hit him with a 5-punch combination. And the referee had seen enough, and he would award the victory to Jimmy Bivins. Now, Bivins would move up in the rankings, and he would be scheduled to face Anton Christopoulos, February 23rd, 1943. Now, March 31st, 1943, Ezzard Charles would be stopped by Lloyd Marshall. 25 seconds in the 8th round, in front of a screaming fight audience, 10,539 screaming spectators at the Cleveland Arena. Charles Camp would later on state that he had an injured hip when he fought Bivins 2 months prior. And Charles was down 8 times, almost every round, either wobble or on the canvas. 21-year-old Charles, who stood 6 feet, had a 73-inch reach, had a record of 30 wins, 3 losses, 1 draw, and 15 knockouts. 28-year-old Lloyd Marshall stood 5'10" and had a 74.5-inch reach, had a record of 38 wins, 7 losses, 2 draws, and 23 knockouts. Between July 27, 1942 and January 7, 1943, the Charles would face Eddie Booker, Booker Beckworth, Jose Basora, Moses Brown, Joey Maxim twice, 2 unanimous decisions, and he'd be stopped by Jimmy Bivins in the 8th round. That would be the career record in 1942 for Eddie Charles. Now I want to take a look at Moses Brown. Moses Brown was a top contender, and he'd be in the ring with Eddie Charles. Excuse the blur here. This is Moses Brown. I also want to show you Booker Beckworth. Very talented young man. He'd also be in the ring with Ezzard Charles. A native of Chicago. Of course, the great Lloyd Marshall. Phenomenal fighter he was. I remember when he knocked out Ezzard Charles in the 8th round, and that was phenomenal. Lloyd Marshall. Holman Williams was an unbelievable fighter. He'd be in the ring with Coco Kid 14 times. And he would lose to Coco Kid 9 times. Be in the ring with Paul Jr., Archie Moore, Marcel Sedan, Jake LaMotta. Charley Burley 7 times. He would win 3 and lose 3 and have 1 no contest. Lloyd Marshall and Holman Williams. 2 greats. Black Murderers Row. 1942, Charley Burley fought 16 times. He fought with Fitzy Zivic, who he defeated, and Jimmy Leto, who he also defeated. February 13th, 1942, he'd be in the ring with Big Boy Hughes, San Diego, California. It was at the San Diego Coliseum. He would knock him out in 6 rounds. February 6th, 1942. He'd be in the ring with 149-pound Holman Williams, Minneapolis Armory. 10 rounds, he would defeat him. And that would be a splendid event. Charley Burley weighed 149 pounds in that evening. May 25th, 1942, Ezzard Charles, 4 Fields, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. He would lose to him in 10 rounds. June 23rd, 1942, Holman Williams. 10 rounds, he would defeat him in Crosby Field in Cincinnati, Ohio. June 29th, 1942, he would face Ezzard Charles once again at the Hickory Park, and he would lose to him in 10 rounds. On Friday night, August 14th, 1942, be in the ring with Holman Williams at the Victory Auditorium, New Orleans. And what was amazing about that fight, that he would stop Holman Williams in the 9th round, and he would win the colored middleweight championship crown. Now, Burley was 24 years old. He stood 5'9", and he had a 75-inch reach. He had a record of 52 wins, 7 losses, 1 draw, and 32 knockouts. Holman Williams was 27 years old. He stood 5'10.5", and he had a 71-inch reach. He had a record of 96 wins, 13 losses, 6 draws, and 32 knockouts. Phenomenal between these two men. Friday, October 16th, 1942, Holman Williams fight for the colored middleweight championship crown. Municipal Auditorium, New Orleans, and he would defeat Charley Burley this time around. And Charley Burley was 25 years old. He stood 5'9", and he had a 75-inch reach. He walked into the ring with a record of 53 wins, 7 losses, 1 draw, and 33 knockouts. 27-year-old Holman Williams stood 5'10.5". He had a 71-inch reach. He had a record of 96 wins, 14 losses, 6 draws, and 32 knockouts. And Holman Williams was born on January 30th, 1915. Pensacola, Florida. He died July 5th, 1967, in Akron, Ohio. He unfortunately burned in a fire while he was asleep. He stood 5'10.5". He weighed 147 pounds. He was managed by Julian Black and Jack Roxborough. Those are the camp managers of Joe Louis. He had a record of 187 total bouts, 110 wins, 35 knockouts, 27 losses, and he was stopped 3 times and had 1 no contest. And that was against Charley Burley. They fought Charley Burley 7 times. Won 3, lost 3, and had 1 no contest. Archie Moore 2 times. Lloyd Marshall twice. Steve Belois and Izzy Genazzo 3 times. Fought Eddie Booker and Coco Kid 14 times. He would lose to him 9 times. Jack Chase 3 times. Burt Littell 4 times. Paul Jr., Luther Slugger White, just to name an example. Marcel Sedan and Jake LaMotta. And Holman Williams was some fighter. But these two men would get it on a total of 7 times. But they fought for the colored middleweight championship twice. Friday, August 14th, 1942. And Friday, October 16th, 1942. Salute to Charley Burley, Holman Williams, Lloyd Marshall, of course Jack Chase and Eddie Booker, Elmer Violet Ray, and Coco Kid. Charley Burley. Hell of a fighter. And so was Holman Williams. That's all for me right now. Scrapbook Boxing Museum of the Forgotten Fisticuffs Series. All great fights and all great fighters will never be forgotten on my channel. Salute to these greats as we continue acknowledging 100 years of World Championship fights on right here, the Museum of the Forgotten Fisticuffs Series. Special shout out to my brother Curtis Anderson. Salute.